Greetings, sentient beings. This broadcast is not intended for children, despite the thumbnail of the toy. There will be strong language and adult themes.
I've always wondered if those were Lego things you did, or just pictures from something.
Actually, the thumbnail that's on there today is actually the box art from a set that was released in the 80s.
Groovy.
So you've stolen someone else's artwork, huh?
Yeah, but if you look at the picture, it's got the watermarks. And actually, I think even the person who put the watermarks on it, that's because they took a photograph of the box. So actually, any trademark would go to the Lego company, and I don't think that they would really mind me advertising it.
Huh.
Hey, Sam.
Hey.
Just in time. We just started.
Hey, Sam.
Did you really?
Hello.
Wow.
Who's that? Oh, Sam. That's Sam.
So anyway, today we have with us Genesis Undead, Jenny Morgan, Doc Fearsome, Jyuni the Apostate, Godless Sewing, and GeoSam. And in the side chat, I saw Tria and Beelzebub. Major Grey Wolf, Native Atheist, and Lavender Lady are here now. So got a pretty full crew here.
That's nice. Greetings, all.
Nice.
So yeah, on the random holidays, today is Fairytale Day.
I've been
really?
Told a few fairy tales in my day. If you've ever dated a man, you've been told quite a few fairy tales. Let's just get that one out right now. Godless Someone's coming out swinging tonight.
It seems like a fairy tale right now? The stimulus check. When's that coming out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's coming out when the Republicans feel they can take credit for it and blame Biden for it going wrong.
Yeah, didn't not a single Republican vote for the COVID relief bill that just got passed or something? Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't look at the numbers.
I don't think a single Republican voted for the bill, which, when they blame the Democrats for, the economic failures of the Trump administration, just remember this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's well known that they're collaborators and they're complicit in this. They've just, stood by and done nothing.
Yeah, of course.
They're not even participating in.
Well, there goes the topic already, so. But, I also need to make sure that I thank my Patreon subscribers, Jyuni the Apostate, Ox, Robert X, Mikey Famine, the Lavender Lady, and Greg Hartwick, who have decided that it's actually worth sending me money every month for me to keep doing this.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm actually wondering if I should recommend that they do not send me the money and use it to seek therapy, but...
If we're talking about fairy tales, let's talk about the biggest fairy tale of them all, Biblia, the Bible. That is, to me, that's the biggest yarn next to Paul Bunyan.
I want Purple to explain the topic, though.
I thought the biggest fairy tale was compassionate conservative.
Yeah.
Oh, that went out in 1995. That was 1996.
That's still around.
Oh yeah, they were still using it in the last election.
No, you know what's a fairy tale? Capitalism working. Look at Texas if you want an example as to why pure capitalism fails.
So I think also we deify people. And lately, I've been watching a lot of old C-SPAN with Christopher Hitchens and Peter Hitchens as well, and a lot of other people. Do you know, I absolutely love Chris Hitchens. He was wrong 80% of the time. And the only reason I know that is because history corrects him now. Because, in hindsight, we can go back and watch people, But we tell ourselves in our community, oh, this is a great guy. He was a great guy. But a lot of it was just really educated guessing. So I think, it just always goes to show we should find things out for ourselves instead
Well,
of leaning into people like that.
Well, educated guessing is what produces science.
No, I get that, but when you're wrong, you're wrong, regardless of who you are. And I love the guy, but he was wrong. So going back and watching it, I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
but you see, that's what science provides. It provides an out. It provides.
No, I agree with you.
Out, it provides an out. Do you know what I'm saying?
I completely 100% agree with you.
But creationism. There's no out.
See, that's the thing about science. Science will always admit that they're wrong. It's always trying to disprove itself. Religion isn't.
Right.
Yep.
That's what I was getting at. Yes.
No, I 100. I was just shocked at how much someone I respected got it wrong.
Yeah, because the young Earth creationists cannot accept that there's something in the Bible that's wrong.
Well, I mean, here's the thing about it. These people are, raised to believe that the Bible is the absolute inerrant word of God, and God is infallible. So, of course, these people are trying to prove a firmament and a flat Earth because, they like literally would not be able to accept the alternative that we don't live on a flat Earth and the Bible got shit wrong.
Well, Jenny, you're right. And
Yeah.
do you know why that is?
Probably, but I'm really tired and a little bit high.
Well, you brought it up, and you know why that is? Why that is the way it is?
Why is that?
I'm asking a question. I don't have the answer.
Oh, I really don't know right now.
Well, it's because in order for the church to maintain their control, they had to make sure that no one questioned their authority.
Oh,
and the way to get to no one questions the priest is saying that the Bible is the inerrant word of God. So anything the priest says is directly from God.
And here's the thing: a lot of
authority.
Yeah, but would you agree that exemplifies what you just said there, Janice?
yeah,
you would. You agree with that?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I agree with that.
One thing I will say is like you'll see a lot of these quote unquote experiments done to try to prove a flat Earth, and the easiest way to prove a flat Earth is have two people stand 5 miles apart, and if they can see each other, then there's no curve.
Yep.
If they can't, then there's obviously a curve because where did he go?
Well, Simon Dan just issued his challenge to flat earthers of 3 points, and that was one of them.
Yeah, well, you don't have to be an educated person to figure that one out. You really don't. I mean, if you
it's attention-seeking behavior because you're just as young Earth creationism. I think it's attention-seeking behavior because it's so wrong, and they're just standing there waiting to fight somebody. Christian apologetics as well. If you wouldn't even need apologetics if the religion wasn't complete bollocks.
I would say that a lot of these conspiracy theorists have probably like certifiable paranoia. And I think that's what fuels a lot of it. Because if you're paranoid, you're going to be willing to believe the inexplicable if someone words it. Yeah. So, believing in the flat Earth, believing in, the big Earth theory, believing in moon dragons, believing in space Jews, dragons. All that shit, right? Well, yeah, some people believe in moon dragons because when bats fly in the night and sometimes their shadow casts over the moon.
Oh,
and people would film it and they're like, look, it's a moon dragon. No, it's a bat. And you wouldn't be able to film something that's on the moon from Earth.
Right.
They're all saying, I love how they're all saying this video of the Perseverance rover landing is all bogus. You know,
How is that?
These people have been standing there saying, why doesn't NASA put cameras all over the place and film this stuff happening? Well, now they did, and suddenly it's not good enough. You know, so it's
Yep.
standard.
That's the problem. No,
Yeah.
it never will be good enough with those people. That's why I try not to argue with any of them, including Christians. If you're I'm willing to be proved. If I'm wrong, I want to know I'm wrong. I don't think if you came into a hardcore like Darth Dawkins or these trolls that come around, like on Tangelo, they're not going to change their mind. They're not going to wake up one day and be like, "Oh, you're right." You know, they are there merely to troll you. That's how I feel about most apologetics too.
Yeah, I mean, as I've stayed in this community for a while now, my willingness to engage in an argument kind of has decreased purely because of the fact that it's all the same shit and I've heard it before. You know, like.
And you're right. And I've caught myself giving other people's what I call atheist anti-apologetics. And I'm like, oh man, I've been watching way too much YouTube.
Yeah.
I refuse to engage, especially with younger creationists. Flat earthers are more to like point and laugh at. But I got into it with a I don't know that they're well known. It's a teacher that's on YouTube. They're evangelical Christian, and they're part of the William Lane Craig crowd. And I kind of got into it with this person, and it came to find out that this person rents a house in the neighborhood that I own one. And if that isn't a statement, I just kind of laughed. This guy lives in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And whenever I see him, he literally will not say anything to me face to face. No, he knows. I told him who I am, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If you're not willing to defend your position, I don't think that it is a position. Is what I'm trying to say. And a lot of these guys just go to school and they get their fake Grand Canyon University degrees.
Yeah, like Greg Locke getting his master's in, from a church that teaches from pre-K to 8th grade. Now he's a master's in what again? Theology?
In trolling people on the internet.
Yeah.
The man burnt a book
March
in
3rd.
modern. I'm so sorry. What's that, Jyuni?
I was gonna say, by the way, March 3rd, pretty soon. Something's supposed to happen.
What did he say is going to happen?
Trump will prevail.
Trump is
Talking about a
crying into
fairy
it.
tale.
Wait a minute. Wait, you said Trump will prevail?
Yep.
Is that what you
That's
said?
what these idiots. That's what these idiots are.
That's what these QAnon lunatics have been saying for like since January 6th. Was that Trump will prevail, and like they set a mandate and everything.
Yeah.
And I still don't think that the FBI or anyone in charge of security is going to do anything about it. But yeah,
the FBI what? The FBI?
FBI.
Yeah. Are those the ones who told the Pentagon that they should fortify the building because people were going to invade it?
Yeah, they told Capitol Security and the DC Police.
They told them people were going to come and invade the Capitol, and they did
email.
nothing.
Can someone find me that article and send it to me, because I'm actually doing a video on the trial of the Capitol riot, and I want to show that this was totally predictable, because in the trial they're like, this was completely unpredictable. It was a heat of a moment thing. Nobody knew this was going to happen. No, this was predictable.
No.
Go back and watch the rally that they had. They had a Klan rally, at the reflection pool.
Hey man,
They had
they were
rally,
talking about raiding the building on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on every social media you could name. They were talking about it. And they were told. And you know how many people they had at the front lines? How many? How many? Can you count them on one finger? Yes, you can. 5. They had 5 people. 5 people at the front line. 5.
I think
5.
from what I heard,
they had 5 officers on the front line, and that's
from what I heard, it was much worse.
That's it. No, well, if you go back to the tapes and you look at it, you'll see it. You'll see it.
But what I heard was
the local bank by my house.
What I heard was
but when you look at Antifa, what did they have there? What was presented there?
Oh, they had an army.
They had
right. All the jack boots. Right. The jack boots were ready. The jack boots were ready to.
They were on that shit like white on rice. They were on that shit. They were on that shit, and they were on.
Oh, in every city, everywhere, and in DC, Trump brought in. They were Texas prison guards.
Well, so why were they not on it when it was the Capitol? Why were they not on it?
Because Trump thought that his little son would win. He thought he would win.
Here's the thing.
He really thought he.
No.
For the past 4.
It had nothing to do with Trump. And that's the funny thing.
Yeah, whoever was in charge of organizing security wanted it to succeed.
That's why I call them collaborators. That's why I call them collaborators and complicit.
Here's the thing, right? For the last 4 years, these paramilitary domestic groups have been allowed to flourish, and the police don't go after them because God, I can't remember. Like, there's like a whole bunch of reasons why, but my brain is not on it today.
Ox just brought up a really good point. Here in California, we have this thing called a full felony stop, and when you get pulled over, you'll have 10 to 15 cops around you. I want you to think about that. That's for one person. And they only had 5 for the Capitol. Those are people who wanted that place to get raided.
From what I heard, the Capitol...
and just think.
From what I heard, the Capitol...
But if you look at it, wait. If you look at what really happened, and you examine the things that went on, I mean, we can all do that, right? We can all do that now because we have that. We have it all. It's all there, right? But now, if you go back, you have to backtrack. You have to backtrack. Everyone has to backtrack because there are definitely noticeable signs that will tell you what's going on. Now, it's all over now. So now it's moot. What I'm saying now is moot because it's all over now. But it's all there. It's all there. You can see it. You don't have to guess at what's going on. There's no guessing game about what's going on.
Harmonica Man, what were you going to say?
I was going to say the same Capitol Police. There was 10 times as many throwing people out of wheelchairs just a few years ago because they wanted health care. 10 times as many cops throwing crippled people out of their fucking wheelchairs to get them out of there because they were protesting Trump's bullshit about taking away their health care. And then, when all these rednecks go up there with their stupid pickup trucks with their Nazi flags and shit, all of a sudden there's only 5 cops Come on.
Yeah, what's going on now?
And this isn't over. This isn't over. This is a systemic thing that's going to continue on until we nip it in the bud.
Hey, the FBI told the Pentagon that this was going to happen, and they did nothing. Mm-hmm. And when it happened, on the day it happened, you know how many people they had on the front lines? 5 people. 5 fucking people. 5 fucking people. And you telling me they don't know? They don't know what's going on? They don't know what's going on? That's wrong. That's wrong because they did it. They did. Hey, they were able to police other people who wanted to do the same thing.
Remember when there was a peaceful protest in Washington and Trump sent the Capitol Police to sweep the streets? So he could take a photo op with a Bible upside down.
No. Well, that was a very contentious moment, and what you're saying is not exactly clarified by the media or anyone who's there. So what you're saying is not exactly like
they clear people out with clubs. Then that fat or orange orangutan came sauntering through 10 minutes later and walked up to the church. What else would it be? He was trying to show his supremacy over and over again because he's another another angry micro penis.
This is confirmed as to what he was doing because he sent out the order like 45 minutes before the riot gear police were mobilized to throw everyone back. So,
we live in the information era, and what you're saying was actually seen. You could pull it up right now, and we could watch that footage.
Amen. This whole thing was avoidable.
It's always avoidable.
Hi, Jenny.
It was avoidable, but nobody did it. Nobody avoided it. Nobody went that way.
It's always avoidable, and it never will be avoided because we have a propensity to repeat history, and like so many times now we have like reasonable evidence that something's gonna go fucking wrong, and we don't do anything about it because it's easier, cheaper, and who cares?
As a lefty, I'll tell you right now, as a lefty, I am 100% willing to defend myself. So history isn't going to necessarily repeat itself because no one's going to come marching over here.
Okay, no, I don't know.
Politics are one of those funny things. America, America has changed, and all those false promises that we were sold are being exposed right now.
No,
to see how raw this country
is. It hasn't changed. It hasn't fucking changed. What are you talking about? Where's the change?
Well, I mean, entry level requirements for jobs is much more difficult nowadays than it used to be.
No, there's no change. There's no change,
Absolutely.
man. There's no change.
The job market also is completely different.
Yeah, I was just about to say, just population. It's not even funny. As someone who's an actual employer, you'd be surprised how many people want to work minimum wage that have full college degrees nowadays. The job market we don't make anything in this country. We don't make anything besides arms.
Because of the death of the industry, right? The American dream of you can make it big if you just work hard.
Whoa. Death of what industry? What are you talking about?
Name it.
Okay,
name it. Name it.
What are you talking about, man?
Name one.
Okay, there's several industries that have taken a big hit in the United States. The steel mills, for example, textile industry, technologies, all of these things are done overseas nowadays, and we import them.
Yeah, but
Okay?
I think you're conflating. I think you're conflating things.
What am I conflating? No,
I think you are.
You are conflating things. You are.
No, I think what's happening is kind of a generational clash. Like, I'm out in the real world every day, and America's broke. There's no jobs, and in 10 to 15 years, this place is.
Wait a minute. How can you say that when they're
because I'm involved in it?
Oh yeah. Well, did they give you? They give you any money? The government?
I don't need. I'm self-employed.
No, I'm asking. I asked you a question.
I'm self-sufficient. No,
I asked you a question. Did the government give you money?
And I gave you an answer.
And you said what?
I said you weren't listening. I said no.
Oh, the government didn't give you any money? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh, they didn't. So where are you living? Are you living in the United States?
I own my own home. I own a business. I'm completely self-sufficient.
No, I asked you, do you live in the United States?
What's your point? Make your point.
Well, did you get the stimulus or not?
No.
You didn't? Why not? I think you're full of shit, man. You're full of shit. You got the stimulus, man.
I didn't get the stimulus.
You're full of shit. I think you're full of shit.
You can think whatever you want.
Can you say you're not full?
Either way,
I think you got the stimulus and you fucking spent it and you did whatever you want with it, and that now.
If that makes you feel better, go ahead.
Yeah, well,
I will.
Well, everybody else got it, but you, right? Everybody else got it, but you, right?
I didn't get a stimulus check.
Okay, so who didn't get it? Who didn't get a stimulus here?
Sam, here I'll be honest with you.
I think you're full of shit. There, I don't
care what
you're full of shit.
I don't care what you
so here's the thing.
I know.
Let me speak.
I know. Hey, listen. I know
you're so inconsequential that you should really think about what you're saying.
Hey, listen,
because what you're saying
I am as much inconsequential as you are.
Say that again.
So don't point your finger at me and call me inconsequential.
Actually, you're quite honestly doing everything you're accusing me of.
Okay.
Can I speak?
When you point your finger, your finger at people, there's 3 more fingers pointing right back at you. Okay,
Sam.
So when you point fingers at people, you'll have fingers pointing back at you.
Guys, can we not talk over each other?
I don't accept it.
Sam,
you need to go
I had
find
to
someone
mute you because you're not giving anyone else a chance to talk. Okay.
Wow.
So dial it back a little bit. Let's try to calm down a little.
Oh, you want me to dial it back?
Okay.
Oh, you want me to dial it back?
Can I say something?
You're the one that came in ready to fight.
Because you asked a question. You asked who here hasn't received the stimulus check. I'm a dependent, and I was only.
Wait. I'm interrupting. I want to interrupt.
No.
I want to interrupt. I'm going to interrupt.
You've been talking all this time. Let me have 5 fucking words.
Yeah, just give other people a chance to respond.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm a dependent, and I was only a part-time employee, and I didn't make enough to qualify for the stimulus check. So yeah, no, I'm not full of shit. I actually did not make enough money.
Hey, listen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry there, Janice, but I think you're full of shit too.
Man.
You are full of shit too, Janice.
Okay, Sam.
Anybody that makes a certain amount of money will get that check.
Okay,
regardless. So you're full of shit, Janice.
Okay,
you're
can
full
we
of
move
shit.
I will go through.
Who did or didn't get the check? Can we get on to what's your actual point?
Well, my point is that everybody thinks that this is something for them. It's not. It has nothing to do with you or your finances.
Exactly what the point. You fucking. Oh wow.
Jill,
I think what's happening is that you bought the America Kool-Aid. America's broke.
Okay, but you know what doesn't matter here? Who did or didn't get the stimulus check, and how does that relate to
Well, it matters-
anything we were talking about?
Well, it matters a lot.
I
'Cause
didn't.
I
get
got
the check.
it.
Okay,
You got
yeah,
it. You
yeah,
got it right.
Okay,
Did you get it?
I got a check. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Who didn't get a check? Who
Well,
didn't?
what does it matter who did or didn't get it?
Well,
How
I
does
think
that-
they're full of shit. I think
Okay,
everybody
even if they're
everybody
full
who's
of
saying
shit-
they didn't get a check, they're full of shit. They got a check. They spent the fucking money.
You keep on
Okay,
saying that to make
even
yourself
if
feel
that
better.
is the case, what's your point?
I don't know. There's no point really.
Here, I'm opening up my
What
bank
was-
statements now. What day do you want me
Oh,
to
jeez,
check?
Sam.
Doc,
You've been
how are
drinking
you
as much
doing,
as
you
me.
sexy cyborg? How are you doing, Doc?
Was
no,
the point to just yell at people?
Ox got a point.
Okay,
No,
okay,
this-
okay.
this
Wait,
isn't like you, Sam. Yeah.
wait. I have to defend myself.
You guys
'Cause I'm
need to
here,
by
right?
take
I'm
it out.
here. I'm here.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm here.
Okay.
I can defend myself. All right. You want me to tell you what I think?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, Janice, you got a check.
No,
Oh, you didn't get a check?
I did not get a check, and I'm
Okay,
actually
well,
pulling up my
Yeah,
bank
yeah,
statements. to
right. Do
prove
you
it.
live in the United States?
Yes, I live in the United States.
Okay, now do you live by yourself?
No,
Okay.
Okay, so who provides for you?
my parents, which
Well,
is what
then
I was trying to
that is
explain
why
to
you
you.
don't get a check. Are you a child?
No,
Well, then you should get a check.
but
regardless.
I'm a college student, so I should have gotten a check.
Well, I
I'm
don't know what
pulling
you're
up my bank
talking
statements
about.
here right now, so you
No.
know.
You should have gotten a check regardless. I'm sorry you didn't get a check, but that's something you should check out. It's
Okay,
not something
I got the check.
I
but what
need.
does that
I need.
matter?
Wait, but that's not something I need to contend with, is it?
You know, I agree. Is it B Mizzlebub? I like that. How many times does Jen have to say she didn't get the check before it sinks in from
Well,
the chat?
So
Hey,
the earliest I can go back. The earliest I can go back
well,
to.
then you better check. You better check what you're doing with your finances if you haven't gotten that. Have you done that?
As an atheist, I think you have too much faith in what you're saying.
No.
Here's the thing.
I'm
Here's the
sorry.
thing.
If you deserve a check, then you should get a
You
check.
guys are funny.
Thanks, Oprah. Thanks,
But here's the
Oprah,
thing.
but
Here's the
I
thing.
didn't get one.
I'm not going to go through the headache of finding out why. I didn't
Wait a
get
minute.
check.
Wait a minute. You made a big stink about not getting a check.
No,
And now
I didn't.
You don't
No,
care.
I didn't.
Now you
I
don't
didn't.
even care
Hold on.
about getting
I never
a check.
made it. No,
okay.
hold on.
Okay.
Hold
do you want a check or not?
Okay.
Sam, let me
No,
speak.
I don't know.
Let me
I
speak.
think,
Hold
I
on.
think you're just,
Let me speak.
I think
Let
you're
me
just
speak.
obfuscating. I think you're just
Okay.
obfuscating.
No,
No,
Sam.
here's the thing. You asked who didn't get a check, and I said I didn't. I never said that. I
think
complained to
that's
that.
bullshit. I think you got a check.
Okay,
man.
Sam, even assuming everybody got a check,
Come on.
if you don't have a point beyond that, this subject is done.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think he's
Dude,
lying.
you're
And he got a check, and he's lying. That's it.
Dude,
That's
what
Okay,
you're
it.
doing
fine,
right
he's
now.
lying. Let's move on to the next
So
topic.
that's it. Yeah, move on.
What a fucking whack ass.
Yeah. Oh,
I-
hey.
I
I'm
spent
a-
mine
This isn't
on
what I
razor
suggest for the
blades
next
and
topic,
head
Sam.
wax.
I
You're the
haven't.
one who
Yeah.
brought it up.
Yeah.
Dude,
Might
You're
I
going
suggest
after everyone.
skepticism for
How
the
I
next
feel.
topic and
Hey,
how
I
you can
got
be
the
too
check.
skeptical?
Okay.
Sam, you're going after everyone.
It's
You're going
bullshit,
after.
man.
You're going after everyone and making everyone
made that.
really uncomfortable,
No.
man. Like,
Yeah.
what the
And
fuck
nobody
is wrong
understands why.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
man. It's
What the
bullshit,
hell
man.
happened? Why are you yelling at people? Why are you telling everybody they're full of shit when they're telling you the truth? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Well, who are you talking to? Me?
You're reminding me though of why I quit drinking because I used to act like you.
You
And I didn't
talking
like
to
who I
me?
was. So that
Are you
like how
talking
you're
to
acting
me?
right now is the reason why I quit drinking.
Hey, how do you know that's the truth, Dr. Fearsome? How do you know?
Because
Dude,
I
I'm not
just
drunk
lived
enough for
through
this
it.
shit.
Yeah, because so
you're making no point. You're just yelling at everybody, telling everybody they're full of shit.
But your anecdotal truth has nothing to do with the truth.
How about the video evidence of what everybody was just through?
Yeah, well, that's still anecdotal.
Okay, Sam.
Like the last half hour of our lives.
Yeah.
Is not anecdotal. We just lived it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Let's get
My
on to something
God.
else.
Well, okay.
Okay, I have a question.
Well,
I
then
have a
what?
serious question
Where am
here.
I wrong? Where am I wrong?
You're just being really aggressive. You're just being really aggressive for no reason.
You're going after people, and you admitted you don't have a point, and you're attacking people.
No, I didn't. Well, I said
You're just yelling at people. What the fuck?
All right, you're right.
So okay. So anyway,
then I'll calm down and stop commenting. No, but I'm not going to stop commenting.
Question.
But
how do you stop an elephant from stampeding?
How?
You cut off his stampeder.
Okay.
What? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for another anecdotal additive that means nothing. Another Everybody wants to add the anecdotal. Everybody thinks anecdotal means something. It means nothing.
You came to fight. You came to fight tonight.
Yeah, I haven't seen you like this before.
Everybody's got an anecdotal exemplary to that.
So if you want to get after school specials right now, I used to drink whiskey, and how you're acting right now is why I stopped drinking whiskey.
Sam, how many have you had?
If they allowed Slayer and
No, Will.
Hey, man.
I want to know. Like,
yeah, no. I first want to know how many you've had.
This is my third one.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, and Jenny admitted kind of high when they came in.
I got right here. I'm drinking.
It's your only one?
No, it's called sparkling cider.
Okay, and how many have you had?
I've had none.
You've had none?
No, I've had 3 of these.
You've had 3 of these? You might want to just slow down a bit because you're coming on a little
these
strong.
Were not non-alcoholic.
Okay, well, I don't know what it is.
I don't drink. I don't drink. I don't know what it is, man. But you need to calm down or something, because like I drink. No, calm down. What do you mean?
Just because you've been like talking over people and like just being like really aggressive, man, and you like you just did it again.
Oh, come on, man! You guys can't deal with aggressive people. You know, no.
I don't.
Everybody knows who I am, man. Everybody knows. Everybody here knows who I am, man.
I haven't. Yeah, you've never come into my streams being this wound up.
Hey, come on! I'm just trying to have I'm trying to have a fun, man. That's all.
Well, you've never come in being this wound up and being, this in your face with everyone.
Come on, Purple. How many streams have I been in with you? Come on. Have any of you watched the TMI show to see what I'm like?
Yeah,
well, then you would
been
know.
in the side chat for some of them.
How many? Right now, you're acting.
You gotta watch
the
TMI show.
Ass. You're acting like an ass right now. So just settle down.
Sam, I had no clue going into this what you were like as a person. I've only talked to you through text.
I'm a good person, man.
I know you're probably a good person. I know you're a good person because of what I've talked to.
What? Come on, man.
I'm hooking up you harmonica, man.
I'm just trying. I'm just going with the flow, man. That's all.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing.
All right. Well,
we have a call of shenanigans. Get out your broomsticks.
Hey, I'm not trying to cause any.
All right. Well, that's all I have to say.
Come on, guys. Give me a break. I mean, what am I going to do?
You know what? I don't think we ever give enough credit to how round and beautiful harmonica man's head is. Did you shave today?
That's right, damn it.
Did you shave your head today?
Early this morning, yeah.
Oh, I can tell. It's shiny and glorious. It is glorious.
You're damn
Do you
right.
use one of those car buffers?
Hey,
it's all about lighting. It's all about lighting.
Hey, you need a guest, harmonica man. I'd love to be a guest on your show. You can interview me.
All right, which one? Which one? Shedding Mysticism or Live with a Harmonica Man?
Yeah,
which
both.
Personality?
Both. I could do both. I have a harmonica.
How are you, Jyuni?
I can.
How are you doing?
You? Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on live. Come on live this Saturday, and we'll talk about harmonica stuff.
I'm distraught. But I do want to know. I think I saw you set up some lighting back there. So tell us about your setup today, because it's usually it's different than what you usually have.
I'm overseeing the downfall of America, so I have to be presidential.
Exactly. I was thinking that. Yes, it's like President Sewing. President Sewing.
No,
it's meant to be parody. It's meant to be. It's more parody and mockery. You know.
But see, I can't.
How long?
I can't fit a flag here.
I'm sorry.
I was actually going to run these giant ones as backdrops earlier, but I didn't have enough time. I need to set it up.
But you have a green screen, right?
No.
Okay. I don't know what's going on here.
Everyone out here with a green screen. I have a black screen.
I got a green one.
I had one for a while, but then my hoarding started taking over.
I will have a green screen eventually, but I've got a lot of components.
I have a green screen. You think this shit is real?
I had a girlfriend with a. I had a girlfriend with a green thumb once because every time she touched it, it grew.
No, you know what? I'm just using my equipment and the things I have. I have some really cool stuff in here, so might as well use it while I have it. Plus, I enjoy the change of scenery every once in a while.
Well, you know, there's an application called Snap Camera, and I think there's someone using it. Or was that, or is that Face Rig? Face Rig? Is that what you're using there?
No.
I have yet to understand how to get my model to do Face Rig, but
yeah, because you have to put the nodes
often.
You have to put the nodes around the mouth and underneath the lips and underneath the chin.
Got it.
Doc, what's the stereotypical Thursday night in Iowa, huh? I want to know what's going on in Iowa right now.
What's going on in Iowa right now?
Yeah.
People are sucking. No, we're actually finally getting into some warm weather.
Heck yeah.
We're probably in the 30s, if not low 40s. I don't know. I can't see my thing right now, but yeah, it's been really cold. It's been snowy.
I wouldn't admit that if I were you.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the same here for southern Minnesota, that we're finally to the point that things are melting a bit.
Yeah, I was worried about flooding issues.
And I'd like to apologize if I got out of order or whatever. Because
we're good now.
You just hit the abusive punch card. You walked in, you slapped everybody, and then you apologized.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm calling bingo on the abusive punch card on that one.
I'm sorry. My hands are up. You see that's the internet. That means I forgive. I give.
See, I was more of a happy drunk where I wanted to like hug and make out with people. I would always wake up and be like, "Wow, this person thinks we're dating now." I have to leave.
Well, you see,
I'm with you there, Godless Sewing. I'm not allowed in the governor's mansion anymore because of that.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
I'm a silly fucking drunk.
You know what's funny? That's actually an awesome story that Harmonica Man told too. That's actually an awesome story.
Hey, I'm a fighter, and I fight. I fought when I was a kid. I fought, and I'm still fighting, and I don't even know what I'm fighting for.
It's all peace and love here. It's all peace and love, and it's just
no,
words,
it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, it is.
Okay,
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Well, I can only speak for myself, but I am not a fighter, so I don't understand why a person would want to fight me if I'm not a fighter.
Hey, I'll just kick your ass and
I gave up fighting eons ago.
Yeah, serious.
I know what I'm capable of, and so is the government.
Come on, man.
I said no more.
That's beautiful, man.
No, man, but
absolutely,
there are people. There are people who are fighters, and there are people who are fighters, and there are people who just don't give a fucking shit. They don't fight. They don't do nothing. They just let people run all over them, right?
Then there are people like me who wears an overcoat to the grocery store and has a box of Peeps tied to my belt, and then go, free peep show, and then freak out the girl at the counter.
Yeah, right.
I did it today. It was great.
All right. Go in Detroit and do that.
All right.
I will be right back.
Not every person in Detroit is actually a
Detroit.
I've always tried to teach my girls that you need to pick your fights. There are times where you have to stand up for something, and there are times that you have to realize that even though you're right, there's no way you're going to win, so it's not worth it.
Right, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so I can take Randy's analogy and run on over to Detroit and see if it works, right? I can do that.
Sure.
Right?
I've been there a few times. I don't know what it is. People don't mess with me.
Well, what do you think? What do you think would happen if I did that? As with my
You'd
face,
probably get your peeps taken.
With my face, yeah, I'd get my ass kicked.
Maybe. Depends on which part of Detroit, and it depends on who likes marshmallow treats.
So I don't know what you're talking about, man. Hey, but maybe I'm just the big asshole. All right, I'm just the big asshole.
Like I said, my when I said,
but I'm not. But I'm not. We're all assholes. Every one of us.
Speak for yourself.
I try.
No, I'm not. I speak for you too. They're.
Oh my God! How much have you had to drink?
Well, no,
you keep on. You can't pick a fight with me. So
oh, you don't think you're an asshole? You don't think someone thinks you're an asshole? Come on,
I don't care what people. I don't care if somebody doesn't like me.
Then you're fucking denying. You're denying reality.
I don't live by committee.
You're denying reality. Don't deny reality.
I could care less what people think about
you are
that's
a
why I don't
asshole, and so the fuck am I.
That's why I don't come on streams and fight people.
No, but that.
Yeah, can we just like move on from this?
Yeah.
Come on.
I think you've had that one
you
shot.
You guys got something? Come on, man. Throw it out. You got something to talk about. Throw it out. Please.
Oh, Jenna.
Okay,
that's how it's done.
Raise your hand if you want to learn how to play harmonica.
Oh, I have a Horner.
I'm raising my hand.
All right.
I have a.
Okay, there's three of you.
I have them. I actually have a
Even
Hummer.
I'm raising it.
Email me.
I've been
Three
playing
lessons.
it. I've been playing it for a long time.
Like I said, I want the wah 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 bop 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 bop. I love that. I just love that sound.
Yeah, I'll teach
good night,
you
Bob.
the 1-4-5 shuffle.
Sloth Girl is so clutch.
She's fucking goofy, man.
Sloth Girl is amazing. I'm gonna go back and write all these down.
Hey man, I can get a face rig. I can go and get a face rig
Nerdy.
and sit here and do nothing. Right? You won't see anything. You'll see a picture of a person sitting there. That's face rig. If you don't know how to work face rig, you can't manipulate it. So obviously, Janice, I'm sorry, but you have
Stop picking on Genesis. Hey, stop picking on Genesis. You got to stop.
No, I'm telling you.
I know.
You have an avatar that you can't manipulate. And why not?
Oh.
Because you don't know how to utilize the program to make a manipulation of the.
Are you talking to me or Jyuni?
Hey man, I can drop out and come back in and show you the difference if you want. I have the same app, and I can show you things that I've made. And I'm not going to do that, but I can show the same thing, And you want to mount the move. You want to mount the move, you have to put the nodes in the right place, and you have to.
Oh, I see a mouth moving right now. I see a mouth moving.
So the mount will move.
Yeah, I'm working on it. It's just time, really.
Face rig is a piece of shit, man. Don't go with face rig.
Oh, be nice to Jyuni too.
Me, at least.
I thought you're being mean to Genesis.
No, but face rig is like.
Let's not be mean to anybody.
Well, why not be mean? I can be mean. Why can't I be mean?
I think whatever you're drinking was mean to you.
No.
I just got banned from watching Weight Watchers for dropping a bag of M&M's on the floor.
Yeah.
Best game.
That's cool.
I loved Hungry Hippos.
No, but I've been drinking, so I'm not exactly like 100%. But hey, man, I got a show. I have a show.
Oh, don't worry.
Don't
worry.
And
we know.
That's it. You want to see the full Megillah? Go to the show. That's it. You just go to the show and see the full Megillah. That's it.
All right.
Hey, you got a show? You got a show, Janice?
Yeah, I have a show that I do sometimes.
Yeah, how many people involved?
I just steal people from other panels, and that's how I do.
We have a show. There's 3 people involved. I do the graphics. I do visual graphics. I do static graphics, and we make intros and outros, and we produce music, and we put music to it, and it makes it really nice and flow. Do you do that, Janice?
So there's 2 shows that I'm a part of. There's the one that goes up on my channel, Genesis Undead, where I'll just get random people to join me, and then we'll talk about stuff, and that's fully produced by me.
Okay, so there's no graphics, there's no production.
No, I did my own
whatsoever, right?
I made my own logo, and also
okay.
What I'm currently
on a scale of like 1 to 3, what would you say your production value is on a scale of 1 to 3? 1 being nothing, 3 being minimal.
If I were to base it as a standalone piece, I would rate it very low, probably like a 3 or a 4. But if I were to rate it,
there's no 4. There's only 1 or 3.
Oh, 1 or 3.
Yeah,
I thought it was a 1 to 10. I thought it was a 1 to 10.
1-0, 3 minimal.
3 minimal.
3 minimal. Okay, so you're doing nothing for your own channel. Oh, that's great.
So let me explain.
You just admitted it. You just admitted it.
If I were to rate it,
that you're doing nothing for your own channel.
So yeah, if
why are you crashing everybody?
Wow.
If I'm gonna rate my content from a production standpoint, I wouldn't rate it very high. But the thing is, if I were to rate it for the purposes that it serves, I would rate it very high, because for the purposes that it serves as just a general place to hang out, which is all my show is,
and
it works very well.
Someone like me, I click on it every time I see your notification.
I'm not even gonna ask what how he made that assumption, but I think that's pretty good.
That's not Sam. That's nothing. I loathe myself so damn much. I got kicked out of my own one-man band. Shit.
Well, I keep saying I can't grow my channel because half of my sock puppets won't subscribe to me.
Oh, Jenna brings up another good point. I actually do have another show that has a lot of people working on it. Called, am I allowed to show something, Purple?
Oh, by all means, go ahead.
Nat One Heroes. It's a Dungeons and Dragons group, so we're working on our first campaign. We have the first 3 episodes filmed. You can watch our session 0 on YouTube, and we have a lot of people working on that. We have a dedicated graphics guy. We have someone who does artwork. We have 3 actors who do the show. We have someone who organizes the entire story. So, that's like a bigger production. But, like, that's not something that I want to do on my channel, which is why my production value isn't as high as on Nat One Heroes, because it's not what it's supposed to be.
Wow, that's great. That's great. That's really nice. Not because I play D&D every Saturday with one ring 42.
Cool.
And we've been doing that for I guess a couple months now.
Nice.
But I've been playing D&D since the 1970s.
Wow.
I'm kind of new to it. I got in during the 5th edition. Just because, like, I don't know, I never had anyone to play with. But now I have all these people.
I've been playing D&D since its inception with Gary Gygax.
Oh, so you invented it?
Huh?
You invented it, right?
No. Who said that? Who's saying that? Who's saying
Godless Sewing? I did. Godless Sewing.
No. I did not invent it. It's invented by Gary Gygax. And I played it since the early 70s. I've been playing since the early 70s.
So you played through the Satanic Panic, huh?
Oh, I was playing within the Satanic Panic. I was playing.
I played a game once. Paid child support for 20 years.
I have a character that is.
Dang.
I have a character that is alive today. That was created back in the Satanic Panic days. And you know what?
Shit, you guys don't know how to play games. You haven't lived until you turned the lights off and played Guess That Smell.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
Come on,
yeah, it's great, isn't
it? He reminds me, Harmonica, Randy. The guy reminds me of a guy I met in boot camp. That was just like, I don't even want to go into it. I can't even go into it.
Oh, Sloth Girl, I agree with you.
Yeah, Sloth Girl is also responsible for all the memes I've been showing. She provides me those on Twitter from stuff she finds.
To the dump, to the dump, to the dump, dump, dump.
Hey, man, at least I know. Like when I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been wrong for a while, bud.
I also technically have a character that was created in the 1970s that's still alive. He got to level 3 by 1979, and I haven't used him since.
Wow.
So what you're saying is there's a chance that your character can show up in Not One Heroes.
I suppose he could, yes.
When I was that age, I discovered nudie books.
You know, anything's possible. I still have.
To be fair, in 1979, I was a lot older than you are.
Well, I made it.
Well, the video games were for rich kids when I grew up. You know, it was for Christmas. One year I got a shovel, and the next year I got an axe. And then a year later, my parents got divorced and abandoned me. So at least I could chop wood.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I didn't actually have any kind of home video game consoles growing up.
That's not really that funny. I'm sorry I laughed, but that's really tragic, actually, Randy.
Yeah, I was 14. You know, screw 'em. I had to lie about my age to go to work.
That's really tragic.
But I went back and got my GED, and I aced that son of a bitch.
Well, that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing I'm talking about. It's about people. It's about the people. Who the fuck gives a shit about all the fucking outside forces? It's about you and you doing shit and accomplishing things.
That is such an old trope. That trope doesn't exist anymore. About, man. I know, but what you're saying, the system that doesn't exist anymore. When you were younger, there was a system in place for that. That system is disappeared. The infrastructure is gone. That's what Trump's and his minions exposed.
Yeah, that's what I did at that time. But now it's all in disarray.
Yeah.
The conditions do not exist for people to have success in the United States. They just don't. We have to change our structure completely in order to. I know how to do it, but I'm not going to tell you right now on this show. It's a long story.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I know exactly what you're talking about, my command, Randy. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm in for that. I'm like all for that. Hey, Sigma Phi to that.
Hey, anybody ever have a stalker?
Right here. I have a stalker.
I've actually I've had to get a restraining order on 2, and I had one who followed me around for 8 years.
Oh
man, wow!
I've had real real stalkers. Oh yeah, I've had real stalkers.
I think I only had one stalker that I know of, and it was like I was living in a little camper at the KOA campground, and then the landlady, the owner of the campground, she come by and knocked on my door, and she says, "You gonna do something about your girlfriend?" I said, "I don't have a girlfriend." She's like, "Well, what's that girl out there in the car at the end of the driveway staring and looking up here at you and everything?" I said, "Hell, I don't know." So I went out there the next morning about 4 a.m. and I walked way the hell around in the woods and come up behind her and knocked on her door, and she was staring up there at the campground. And I knocked on and said, "So you gonna come in for coffee and sex or what?" So I nailed her. And that was about it.
Yeah, but that's so familiar. So familiar.
Harmonica Man.
Yeah, but the whole thing. Yeah, but the whole thing you just described, the whole thing you just told us and described was exactly what happened to me. Not exactly.
Cool.
It was
What you were the
enough.
woman sitting at the end of his driveway?
I can see you totally bottomed out,
Not
Gio.
exactly.
I can see that. I can
Not
see you
exactly.
totally bottomed out.
Not exactly.
See, I had a stalker, but at the moment
I'm not
I didn't
proud
really
of the
care.
things I've done around the country.
Oh, I've learned to flaunt it.
No, but I was stalked. I was stalked by some woman I didn't know. Now, of course, what do you know? Usually you don't know them, but I knew I didn't know her, and she was following me. I was going to therapy, and she would follow me to therapy.
You know what, Nerdy? It's all fun and games when you get stalked until you really get stalked. I thought it was awesome at first.
Yeah.
I really got stalked, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm really being stalked." Like
It's not as scary.
it's
Yeah,
funny.
it would be scary
until
to think
some
somebody's
weirdo.
that obsessed with you.
It's fucking strange.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I mean, even if it's somebody
Especially-
who's attractive, it still would be really creepy.
I'm going.
And I live in the real America where people have firearms. I live in so
Okay, Sam.
if somebody says they're gonna off me, I kind of believe them. You know.
Right.
Let's all take a deep breath.
There's some scary stuff though. But I gotta watch out for that shit all the time. Well, at least I used to. I'm not on stage and going out and touring anymore, so it's not that big a deal. You know, I don't get a whole bunch of attention from anybody, but on my channel. But
Lone Wanderer,
sometimes
like Stalkers.
they follow you home and everything.
Oh yeah,
Well-
it's not.
One thing I keep bringing up is, why is it that most of the rom-coms are really based on stalking behavior, but it's seen as being romantic then?
What is that?
Romantic comedies.
Yeah, most of the romantic comedy movies, it winds up with somebody being obsessed with someone who shows no interest in them, but it's seen as being romantic that they never give up.
So if you acted as a lot of people did in the 90s rom-coms, you'd be on probation or parole, in this state at least. There's laws against, there's laws against a lot of the stuff from the old movies.
Yeah, just be open. Just ask somebody out or not. What's the worst that can happen? Slap you in the face?
Do you know what's really funny? When anyone ever asks me advice about dating, I always say, like, go talk to that person. Go talk to them. Say hi. Maybe they're just as goofy as you are. You never know.
Yeah, just be yourself.
Exactly.
Well, unless you're like me, don't do the things that I do. I get in trouble an awful lot because it's funny as hell. It's like, hi, my name's Randy. So how about that vagina? 9 times out of 10, I'll get slapped in the face, but boy, that 10th one can be really special.
Oh, you're great at fishing, then.
Yeah, but they can eat your soul.
Yeah. They usually turn up to be
They
crazy.
do that. People you're interested in, not any particular type of people, not black, not white, not male, not female, just whoever I'm interested in, they have the ability to eat my soul.
Wait a minute, I thought that's what you did.
That's so
Sorry?
true.
I thought you were the one who ate their soul.
No, I had it surgically removed in 1987.
Yeah, I'm too socially awkward in person. All of my meaningful relationships since the 1980s really have started out online. And
wow.
it really was a lot easier to do when most people didn't have cameras. I'm not comfortable with the camera being live because I know my body language and just, things I do can be off-putting to people. So,
Wow.
My neighbor met her husband online, and they've been married for like 20 years, 22 or something like that.
I met my ex before the internet times. that she ran a local BBS.
Oh, awesome.
So I met her through that, and yeah, we lived together for 12 years. You know, and I helped her raise her
usually
kids.
a pretty darn romantic person. Sorry, go ahead, Purple.
Oh no, I not only helped raise her kids, but I was also being nanny to the kids for her coworker at the time. So, you know, I got 5 kids in that package.
Oh, hey, it looks like X is in the chat.
Yeah, he's been here for a
challenge
bit.
X to a shine off.
Or a Mr. Clean lookalike contest.
And got nothing on me. Yeah.
Gotta got that bushy white eyebrows.
You know, yeah, Jenna, I know what you mean. I don't know what a date was, and I own 2 calendars.
And I agree with Trey All, and says romantic comedies are difficult for me to watch because the romantic tropes are so bad. I don't hate romance, just toxic stuff that goes on with it. I agree. They do push these really toxic tropes. Where somebody thinks if they really like you, they could be like Steve Urkel and stalk you, and eventually they'll be with you. When that's only in TV, not in real life.
I think one of the most damaging romantic novels is 50 Shades of Grey, because it completely shows the BDSM community in the wrong light.
It's not BDSM at all. It's an abusive relationship because he has no concept of consent.
Yeah.
He is trying to coerce and force her into a relationship that she is not comfortable with.
Yeah,
are we talking about Jim Carrey?
Porn again?
No, 50 Shades of Grey.
But I think a lot of the time,
I don't
Hollywood,
know that one.
You know, I hate saying Hollywood because I'm from LA, and Hollywood is like 3 city blocks in 3 different cities. Hollywood is more of an idea, but they do sell these extremely false narratives. Extremely, like, it's, you know, you couldn't act how you do in half these movies. And half of the stuff, like how they portray.
Right.
Well, 50 Shades of Grey is an excellent example. It's considered romantic because the guy was a millionaire.
Exactly.
If the guy was some working class schmuck, not a single woman would have been interested in that movie.
He'd be on parole in real life.
Yeah.
So true. But it goes back to that whole. It goes back to that whole, like, I don't know. It's just those weird tropes.
Hey, but that shows you how realistic it is. That shows everyone how realistic it is.
It depends. I don't necessarily think it's realistic in the aspects that it wants to be.
Well, when you have people talking about it the way we're talking about it, that puts a realistic bent to it, doesn't it?
Well, just because we're talking about it doesn't mean it's very realistic.
Yeah, but still, people will glom onto that and think it's real.
I guess.
Well, a lot of that does happen, yeah, and they use the lines and everything from the movies, even if it's comedy and shit, and it just, you know, people do imitate art, and movies are art. Personally, you know, I couldn't get laid if I were an egg, even though I look like one.
There's somebody for everybody.
Yeah, I know, but that Bigfoot wearing hot pink lipstick ain't for me.
For anyone who hasn't actually seen me on camera that's wondering, one year a sloth girl braided my hair and I made a cardboard guitar and I went to a bar Halloween party as Willie Nelson. And
nice.
Everybody there thought I should have won.
Cool.
It wound up being the judge's cousin that won because that's the way small towns work. But by the popular vote in the popular vote in the bar, I definitely had it. So that gives you an idea what I look like.
This goes to show the influence of people who just run things.
Yep.
Oh man, I'm so tired.
I dressed up like a rich person once. I bought a belt.
I'll always remember that line from Karate Kid. Well, what kind of belt do you have? Leather, J.C. Penney. In Okinawa, belt means you don't need a rope to hold your pants up.
Yep. That's great. Excuse me. Yeah, I like the 80s movies. They're great.
Hey, I'm stuck in the 80s, man. I can't musically I'm like stuck in the 80s, man. I can't get
Yeah,
I
I think after 88 they stopped making music.
Well,
yeah,
I'd love if that was true, but it's not. But
well, I mean, they're bringing back kind of like the 80s or retro pop, I guess I can call it. But I don't know if any of that really counts.
Well, it seems to be their intention to remake every movie that was released in the 80s.
Well, yeah, but everybody wants to sell you nostalgia. Nostalgia is what's marketable.
Absolutely.
I'm just waiting for them to remake Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, everybody that is 30 to 50 years old is in the prime of their buying power capacity at this point in their lives. And you market to those
you mean
people.
It doesn't get any better?
Yeah, sweet. When the hell did you get in here?
Yeah, but
I
still,
snuck in.
But still, how many remakes of The Wizard of Oz are you going to make? And that's going to be any better than what the original was.
Well,
I mean, come on.
They have to keep remaking them.
Wiz was amazing.
Yeah,
Wiz was amazing.
Where is
The Wizard of Oz 2 was awesome. The creepy one, that was awesome.
No, but what I'm saying is where is
I agree with Ox.
Where is this? It's nothing. This, I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
there's more than one Wizard of Oz.
The reason why they keep remaking these movies is so that the people who have the rights to these properties maintain the rights to these properties, which is why currently you're seeing a bunch of Disney animated classics being remade in a live action fashion, because it's so Disney can maintain rights.
Yeah, that is a lot of it is
franchises.
protecting copyrights.
Well, then it has nothing to do with entertaining the masses.
Of course not. It's never been about that. It's been about how much money I can fit into my greasy ass wallet.
Well, yeah.
Welcome to Capitalism 102.
Yeah, seriously.
Hey, I am under the full belief that Disney is making porn.
I wouldn't say that, but what?
Well,
why do you think
how could you say it? They're not.
They started off that way.
I mean, come on! It's the biggest thing. It's the most thing you could do to grab money. And if Disney wants to grab just a little bit of money, all they have to do is make one porn movie and
you buy land, and that's what Disney does. Is they buy land.
No, they make porn. No, Disney makes porn.
Well, hang on.
I would like to
how
see.
does that sound like?
I would
Mickey,
like to
don't
see
touch me there. Ho 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 ho.
Gosh, I seem to have come in your pussy without a condom on. Yeah.
Nightmare.
You see what I'm talking about?
I think I came into the wrong conversation.
Gio Sam's had way too many. He's being honest. He's being beyond honest tonight. He's telling everybody how he really feels.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I gotta do something.
Sweet and I have a club that we're in. It's called a zipper club that most people don't get to be in.
Yeah, mine starts right there.
That's okay. You can be exclusive. You can be exclusive.
I'm an actual cyborg.
He's an actual.
That's awesome.
Yeah, sure are.
That's awesome.
You sure are. Yeah,
we got a double bypass a couple years ago. Boy, was that fun. Do you know how much pudding they give you when you're in the hospital for a few days? Holy shit, that was awesome.
I do, actually.
That's
and it wasn't enough because the other food sucked.
Yeah,
I got a breakfast burrito one morning that tasted like cardboard, and I just
ew.
It was terrible. Everything was terrible. All the food was terrible. And the bad part is obviously it was during COVID, so nobody could come in and bring me anything. So I literally survived on what my wife was able to bring me the day after surgery, which was 4 very large cookies. And that was it. And a lot of pudding.
Shit. Oh, wow.
So 5 days in the hospital on.
So you lived on hospital food?
For 5 days.
Oh God,
that's horrible. Yeah,
barely, eh?
At least when I was in the hospital after my surgery, my brother was sneaking Burger King in for me.
My wife tried to get me a Jimmy John's, but they wouldn't let her in, and they wouldn't even bring the sandwich up for me.
A Jimmy John's?
Yeah,
holy shit.
Well, yeah, I know with the COVID, they just didn't want anyone else in the building.
Oh man,
I was pretty lucky the fact that they even let her in. Well, I mean, my sister-in-law, her sister is a surgeon, so she was able to sneak her in and get her into the room after I had been put in recovery and everything. And then for about 4 hours after I'd woke up, she was in the hospital room with me. And then she left to go get something, and they never let her back in. So,
well, they told me after
I had to block everybody because my family, tried bringing preachers in and everything to try to convert me back to Christianity because they thought I was dying and all this crap. So it's like, okay, none of my family is allowed to come in here until it's time for me to get kicked out of the hospital and go home. And that's what
you were vulnerable, so they tried to, because you were vulnerable.
Wow. Yes.
Yikes.
Yep.
Wow. That is terrible.
Bunch of buttheads.
Yeah, well, that's why I need to find an attorney so that Sloth Girl and I can make up power of attorney forms. Because if I'm in a situation where I can't speak for myself or when I die, I need her to handle everything because I know my family will not do it anything like I would want it done.
Well, yeah, that's
same here.
Right.
Well, that's why that's there. So, got it.
Yeah, so I've got to make sure it's all down on paper and all in a form that, nobody can squawk too much about it.
Well, nobody can squawk anything about it.
I mean, it's not like I've got any money or any possessions that are worth inheriting, but just as far as even conducting the funeral.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, definitely.
I'm making sure I donate my body to science.
X, you are not.
Yep. That's actually part of why I'm looking into is if there's like a university or some research area that does research on autism, if they'd want to dissect my brain after I die, if that would help them learn anything about autism.
They totally would. There totally would be somebody who would
I'm sure there's got to be somebody in the country who would do it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I can get one of my military buddies, one of my battle buddies or something to take care of it. But I'm getting a military funeral. But as soon as the perverts down at the college have their way with me, I'm going to get cremated and then just go into a national cemetery somewhere, for science.
My wife said she'll spread me around Memorial Stadium at Nebraska so that I can watch the rest of the football games for history.
Can I get my body donated to H.R. Geiger so he can put me in an Aliens movie? Like my human remains?
There you go.
I don't know. You may wind up with your body donated to Pornhub to feed that necrophilia market.
Yeah, I'm down. My name's Genesis Undead. I'm fine with that.
I have a question.
I don't care.
Okay.
I have a question. Do crematoriums give discounts to burn victims?
That's a great question.
Yeah, they could give them like a break, right? I mean, they could.
Well, it depends on how long ago you were burned.
3rd-degree burns, 30% off.
I knew someone that was working on an electrical panel, and the panel blew up in their face, and because they wore glasses, it basically saved their face. But it ripped all the skin off to the point where they were pink. And because they were my color, they had brown rings around their eyes where their glasses were.
Well, that happened. That happened to a friend of mine who, when I was doing electric work, and he went to test a breaker on the panel with a pigtail, like with a light bulb and just like 2 wires, and he went to test it, and the thing exploded in his face, and he just became blind. He was like blind. He was blinded, but
yeah. So basically, because this person was wearing glasses, it saved their life. But for someone that was brown, it was strange to see them pink, because the real color, we're all pink. Underneath, we're all fleshy pink.
Right.
It was just strange. But their skin grew back, and it was kind of mean because they looked younger when the skin grew back.
Okay, don't let that get out. It'll become popular.
Yeah. What do all burn victims have in common? Well, they're all pink inside.
yeah,
They're all rare.
it's like, duh.
We all look like Spawn.
Oh boy.
We all kind
Spawn,
of look
yeah.
like Spawn, basically.
That was a cool movie.
It was great movie.
Was there a second part to that?
It was just weird to see.
Yes.
Okay, and I've only seen the first.
There was?
Maybe, and I only remember half of it.
I actually never saw the movie, but
Spawn
I remember reading the
is
graphic
awesome.
novel.
I never got into comic book stuff when I was a kid. I don't know why. Maybe it was my fundy parents that never let me.
Yeah, that same here. But like some things were allowed and some things weren't. I mean, there's times where they were laid back and times where they weren't at all. So I don't know. It was like an up and down thing.
I can afford
I
Bazooka
think
Joe. That
my-
son of a
for
bitch
half
wasn't
the stuff
even
that I got
funny.
My pops was like really into investing, and he was really smart, and he would always tell me like, "Oh, buy these comics." And when I was a kid, and he invested well. Let's just say they paid for my divorce. My comic books basically paid for my divorce.
Well, what did you read? I mean, as a kid, what were you afforded to read?
Let's see here. What my favorite book growing up was The K, if you remember that one. That was a good book.
No.
But I read a lot of nonfic. It was a lot of history nonfic.
Awesome.
My favorite period of history is like the 1630s, just because of how chaotic Europe was.
Yeah, but were your parents like actively doing that? Or
I don't know. You know, that's parts I don't remember.
okay.
Whether they were like lording over me of which books I could read or not. I mean, my dad and I went to the library all the time, and he never like guided me out of sections or anything like that. And there was like my parents today read Harry Potter stuff, so it's I just don't know if I was just an ADHD nerd and that was part of it, or I don't know. I have no idea.
Probably, I think it was. I think it was probably part of that.
Yeah, I'm a terrible sufferer, executive dysfunction from hell.
Well, you can't deny that you were a nerd when you were a kid, right? So that would make sense, right? I mean, obviously.
But that would make me feel like I would have been into comic books way more than I was.
Well, maybe, yeah, I guess.
Studious and nerdy is two different things.
Yeah, mostly I didn't really get into comic books because I didn't have the money to buy them.
I still have all my Next Generation books from when I was a kid.
Nice.
I loved Star Trek books when I was a kid.
But yeah, I love Star Wars, but I never read an extended universe anything until much later.
Legacy. Oh, Legacy is amazing. Like all the Han Solo stuff.
That's pretty good. It's good stuff.
I have this book is actually. Let's see if the cover. Oh, did it rip? Fine. No, it's old and it's ripped, but it's Han Solo Revenge.
But my first experience with books was reading about how Luke went back to kill the Wampa.
I probably have that book too. Those are just
But most of my experience with starting books comes from computer games. So like I wanted to know about Thrawn after playing X-Wing. And so I started reading the Thrawn books in the Thrawn series, and then I start reading other things because of the computer games that were associated with them. So computer games were actually my doorway into fiction.
Yeah, I
played a lot of
identify
Apple IIe when I was a kid.
I
played a lot of Apple IIe.
Yeah, I really identify with that because when I was young, it was the same thing. So.
But even today, like most of my history buff today comes from playing games like Europa Universalis, Crusader Kings, Victoria 2, and all that. Because I would be sitting there playing EU4 and be like, "Well, how did Brandenburg turn into Prussia?" And so you read Iron Kingdom, and
that's like when I asked why was Kamchatka Alaska, and I went and found out. I got that from Risk.
Yep.
I had Risk on PlayStation, on the original PlayStation, and I would obsessively play that game. Great game.
I love Risk, but I love playing it with many people, with like every country occupied. It's great, man.
Yep, you gotta start in Australasia though, because you got to get those purples.
Yeah, yeah.
We used to get in fights over FIFA soccer. That was my first touch with gambling. My friends, we'd have 3-minute quarter. Well, 3-minute games, and then we would bet stuff, and it was inevitable someone would get in a fist fight over FIFA. Those were great times.
College basketball,
really.
College basketball '98 came out, and that was when Iowa State was one of the best teams in the nation. They had Marcus Fizer, and there was a special move you could do where you would always make it and get a foul. And I would beat people 190 to 80. People would get so mad that it was a pure exploit. I wasn't good at the game or anything. It was just an exploit that I knew how to do.
That's like me in Tekken. I knew 2 moves in Tekken, and
you played with Eddie, didn't you? You were one of those.
Oh, I played Liu Long. With the kicks. I would do his
totally
kicks
lost
were devastating
right now.
Most people play with Eddie because button smashing was rewarded.
I
with
have
Eddie.
no references here.
This is video game. I'm a total 90s nerd.
Yeah.
Total
well,
90s
I
nerd.
never got into the computer games a lot either, except for one called Fantasy on the Commodore 64. But mostly I like board games. I like having the physical pieces to move around and actually, having somebody sitting there that we can talk to about other things while it's going on.
Yeah.
I like Axis and Allies, and that's really good if you can get 5 people, so everybody's, one country each.
I like that game too. That's really good. Yeah.
I've heard of it. I just don't remember how it went.
Okay, Axis and Allies is kind of like Risk if you give each player 100 dice.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
It's a good game. It's a good game, actually. And it's old.
Been around for a while.
It's old. It's old. And it's like
it's gone through many different incarnations. I actually have printings of it by 5 different companies. Some of which are so different you really can barely see it's the same game if you don't see the progression.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, but it takes 100 dice to play.
Pool.
That's too many.
Don't lose one.
No, but you don't have to roll. You don't have to roll 100 dice. You just roll one.
All of them at once?
No, you just roll 1 tent, like whatever it is.
I'm with you, Doc.
Yeah, I know. It's a D100. I know.
No, literally. When the Germans try to attack Karelia, you're rolling 36-sided dice for each side.
When Barbarossa starts up, I can imagine it's probably pretty hectic.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
If you're ever looking for a computer game that's a great simulation on how things are and then a frustration because the game crashes a lot if you don't set it up right, is Hearts of Iron 3. It simulates every hour from 1936 to 1946. And you basically run an entire country's economy, political system, every military down to the battalions and all the little... Yeah.
Oh, wow. That'd be awesome.
That sounds amazing.
So, and then it goes through all the events of it. So in 1936, you have all the show trials. If you take over Russia and your officers get purged, now you have battalions without officers who get steamrolled.
What's really what I think is what's that mean? But it's intriguing to think that is what inspired what we now have today. That is what really I find extraordinary. But maybe I'm alone.
Well, when you say that, what do you mean? Like the war inspiring?
The whole thing with the now what gaming is, what it used to be, and what it is today.
Yep.
That's what I'm.
I was developing a concept for a world.
Really.
So.
Here's a game you can play if you're pissed off at the local judge. Go get some Vaseline and put it in some small boy's underwear, stuff it between the crack of his back seat in his car, and then write his license plate down, go home and say, hey, I just saw some guy leaving from the park. Take a little kid. Oh. Here's his plate number. That's a funny game. How's it feel, Judgy Poo?
I was developing a concept for a World War II game that was a total nerd game. All of the battles in that would actually be taken care of in the abstract. I was calling it pencil pushers. The idea is you're the company clerk. So your job is to make sure the supplies get to the right battalion in time.
Oh yeah, that's the other part of Hearts of Iron is you have to manage the logistical lines of everything. So you have to maintain where the infrastructure is built. So when you're Germany and you invade Russia, you get an infrastructure penalty because all the railroads are mismatched in their width. And so you can watch on your screen all your supplies hit the border and then just stop, and they can't make it any further. And so you have to rebuild the infrastructure inside of Belarusia and everything. But the way it simulates it is really cool because you can actually go against the way Hitler ran things. So you can be like, okay, Ukraine gets independence, Belarusia gets independence, all these, the Balkans, the Baltic states and everything. So that then they turn around and start fighting for you. And if you treat them well enough, then they become your allies and your puppet states. Or you can be all Hitler. But that's the only way you can beat Russia is to actually do that.
You have to feed them. You have to get the food to feed them.
No, because their factories turn around and start producing supplies for you. Because if you treat them well and you don't do the whole SS genocide thing, they actually, they're like, hey, we didn't want to be under Russian rule to begin with.
Well,
that's the way Ukraine originally was when they invaded. They were hailed as, liberators. And then they started murdering them.
Yeah.
So, but it's fun to take some of these alternate history routes when you're playing the game, because the game really makes it such that if you don't like free the Russian states and have them fight for you, you ain't gonna win.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I've
got some personal history along those lines. My father's side's from Poland, and we don't actually know exactly how my great-grandfather got here, but the only picture anyone has of him is from just before World War I of him in a Russian soldier's uniform. So the best we can guess is that the Russians conscripted him and he somehow managed to get on a ship and get out of there.
That is interesting.
From Russia.
Super.
Hey,
That's like when I found out about my own lineage.
More power to
That's like when I found out about my own lineage. It was amazing when you find out about your own history.
Now, how do you do it, though?
Yeah, but what if you find out
on
about your history? Wait.
No,
but what if you find out? What if you find out about? I know. But what if you find out about your history and it's not impressive at all? What do you do?
You can't go back. You're gonna dig somebody up. I don't get mad at the past.
What do you think?
I look at the past with indifference.
If
you have to look at the past with indifference.
If you're just a white guy, you're a white guy, right?
Yeah. Well, I can't trace mine back very far, and it's the Russians' fault on both sides.
Yeah,
somebody earned on one side of my family, someone earned a PhD tracing people back, and on the other side, people kept great records. So it's just great stories. When you find out your family lineage, you're like, wow, lots of improbable things happen so that you could be here. You know, just after a while, it's just great stories.
The only cool thing I can talk about my history is that I'm pretty sure my Japanese side of my family didn't go into World War II. I don't know how they escaped it, but I'm pretty sure they didn't.
Oh.
That would be quite the thing if they didn't, because
I think they were living in America, but I don't know if that means that they were in the American concentration camp.
There's one. There's a decommissioned one right up the street from my house. That's now a place where people go like walking every day. It's really strange.
Yeah.
It's like a public open area now, but it's an ex-internment camp for Japanese people from World War II.
Strange. Yeah, that's strange.
My mother's side is here.
Walk up to it.
My mother's side's here because the Russians decide they're going to move the border back about 200 miles in Finland. So everybody agreed that they'd take whatever they could carry, and they burned the town to the ground and left.
Oh.
So my dad's side is Polish, my mom's side is Finnish, and the only thing the two can agree on is they like to shoot Russians.
They like to shoot Soviets.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Polish would be Russians because of the three partitions.
Well, didn't they stop calling themselves that?
What?
Russians?
Yeah, they called them. Well, no, they called themselves Russians, especially because the entire Holodomor was based on ethnic cleansing. They were killing Ukrainians to resettle it as Russians.
Oh man, that's so terrible.
I mean, in the 1920s, you know, that famine, they intentionally exacerbated the famine by exporting all the grain that was produced in the Ukrainian region and then letting all the kulaks starve. And then once they died, they just shipped in the Russians to replace them because Stalin hated Ukrainians.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Oh, that's cool. Oreo cookies put trans people exist. That's awesome, Oreo. Good for you.
Bare minimum. How about trans rights or human rights or something along?
You know, like honestly,
whenever these baby steps.
Whenever these companies fake being woke, I just remember like, you know, every single time back when it was popular to be like homophobic and like let alone like obviously transphobic too. But like these companies are fake. You know, like if they were actually to like donate to trans causes, that'd be a different story. But
Yeah, but
they're
you gotta
fake.
be careful though, because I live in LA, and I work for an organization that's exclusively LGBTQIA plus, and they do get donations from Disney, and they do get donations from certain companies.
They do.
And what else can you do except for giving them to the people who are actually affected?
Hey,
So it
But
depends on what area
there's a
you live in.
difference in this though. I have to give you
I was saying it earlier. Disney,
And I'm not saying they're heroes. I'm not saying they're
Disney
heroes,
makes porn.
but they
Disney makes.
No, it's this. It's just like DoorDash spent $5.5 million to brag about their $1 million donation.
Yeah,
I agree. No. That I completely. You know, even
It's all performative.
Dennis. Even Dennis Prager. Even Dennis Prager gives to homeless shelters in LA. He gives hundreds of thousands to different homeless shelters. That doesn't excuse what he says.
Here's
it
the
sounds
thing,
like me
though.
when I tell people how long it is.
Here's the thing, though. None of these entities actually care what their money's going for, like towards. It's more so like posturing, and plus, it's a good
public
tax write-off.
relations.
It's a good tax write-off.
But as somebody who but I agree with you. But if as long as it helps someone at this point, because donations are so small and coming from like less and less, like anything helps at this point. And you could pick a marginalized group.
I'm just not gonna start sucking Oreo's dick for saying trans people exist. You know.
Well, now the Cadbury chocolate company is under fire because their new commercial features a gay couple kissing.
Is a million moms active now?
Yeah.
You got to take allies where you can, man. If someone you can't
damn dumbasses,
you can't shit on them because they care.
Yeah.
Thanks, Easter
Bunny.
Bunny.
Well, the commercial they released for the Easter candy apparently has two men sharing one of their cream eggs and kissing.
Oh, the horror. You know, people need to grow up. Like, your religious freedom stomps at my freedom to exist, you know? It's like if you don't like a commercial where two gay people are eating a Cadbury fucking egg, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's just an advertisement. You shouldn't lose this much sleep over it.
Well, personally, I'm not buying their product because I think those things are disgusting. Although the caramel ones I like, just not the ones with that.
Those things. Wow, I didn't know you were so homophobic.
No, Thing is the new gender neutral.
Diabetic gets my drug.
I mean, I'm non-binary. I might change my pronouns to things.
Might as well.
My pronouns are it/thing.
Yep, and your little hand. Twitter bio. Your little hand that wanders around. Nobody gets that?
No. No, I get it.
I got
Adam's
it.
family.
Hairy hand. No.
Yeah.
Or was it just that bad?
I got it.
No, that was Thing. Cousin It was the thing with all the hair.
Yes, that's why I said in the hand that went like this. So because it says pronoun is Thing.
I'm a hairy hand.
You know, there's a joke with that from like junior high about masturbation, but I won't get into it.
Yeah, going out of head, a million moms really is just like one or two moms that are pissed off about progressive things. Like the entire movement is a laughingstock.
Yeah, there's actually maybe a couple hundred members now, but yeah. The whole million moms thing was all.
Somebody ought to sue him for like miss or false advertising. I thought there was a million moms here.
And there's only 200.
God, there's not enough MILFs in this group.
Oh, can you imagine how dry that room is?
It's like cottage cheese, man.
I heard someone puke.
I don't know. Like the worst when I hear somebody. I forgot what was the show, but it was somebody interviewing, people. What do they think about their, equal white. Well, I'm sorry, equal rights for gay marriage. They're like, well, the heterosexual people worked so hard to get to where they're at, so, and then the gays they want more equal.
Right, what? The heterosexual people worked so hard.
Yeah, exactly.
What did they actually do?
Nothing.
They existed.
Oh man, it's just so hard. It's so hard to be a cis het white person nowadays. Like,
I know. Let me tell you.
I know.
I wouldn't know. I've never tried.
Rough.
And now all these queers want so much equal, like, but and they just come into the scene now. They want what we have. Come on.
Sometimes I've actually been quite annoyed that I passed for cishet.
Oh.
I'm so ugly that I can only be cishet. No, it was funny because I was having an argument with my dad about this, and I'm like, no, what people want is for what you and I enjoy every day is to be experienced by everyone. Walking out of my house and not fearing being called the cops on, not all these things that other people experience. They just don't want to experience them anymore. Can we give them that?
People IRL call me the F slur, and like I don't care anymore. But it's just like the fact that it still happens today is kind of sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish someone would say that to me. Better be ready to fight.
Would you introduce him to a twisted tea?
Nothing hurts a man's pride more than getting punched in the face and realizing they got beat up by someone they perceived as gay. Nothing hurts their pride more.
Yeah, but like I'm not gonna start beating people in the street for misgendering me because I'm not about that life. I'm just gonna like not care because I'm never gonna see these fucking lunatics again. I know what I know, and I know that they're wrong.
I'm from a different generation. Like I come from the meathead generation, and so
yeah, but
it's one of those things where in my adult age, like I haven't gotten in a fight in a long time. As an adult,
yeah,
like, I mind my own business and laugh at people.
My thing is I live in a place where it's still not great to be trans. So, I can't really be aggressive about people calling me the F slur because I don't know if they have a gun or not, and I don't know what they're going to do to me. So I just let it roll off me. And, it's like if they call me an F slur, that's their prerogative, I guess.
The funny thing is, out here, it's the like exact opposite. If you were to call someone an F slur, you'd probably get a gun pulled on you.
Yeah, well, that's something I'm definitely aware of these days. That that if you get into it, if you challenge some of these people, they could pull a weapon on you.
Yeah, like that's why it's not fun talking to people who. Like the conspiracy theorists or the far right or like all of these people who we might perceive to be like these extremists. It's not fun to talk to them about their opinions because you never know, like if IRL they're just going to pull out a gun and then that's going to be the end of it, because people are crazy. People are insane nowadays.
I agree with you. I have a good friend who would hang out every Saturday. Like he was a good friend from high school, and when Jen and I got together, he just stopped coming around. He stopped calling me. And quite honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if someone like that, because he was kind of a trumper, and I wouldn't be surprised if someone like that tried to shoot me. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I hate using the word identity politics because there's so much baggage with that word, right? And I feel like it's misused in a lot of instances. But there is a level of identity politics to where what you believe in, if you live in the wrong area for it, could get you killed, and it's like fucking sickening. Like I don't want to be like I don't want to be afraid of the fact that I'm trans anymore. If I could be cisgendered, I would be, because that would be just easier. than having to deal with this shit, right?
Yeah, my parents still are under the belief that people choose to be gay because it gets them extra benefits. They literally believe that bullshit.
What benefits do you get from being gay?
Well, my mom was in academia, so she felt pressured to be more accepting of gay people, against her fundamentalist religious beliefs. So she felt that they got, extra benefits, and that,
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm so sad.
Seems like oppression when you're the one who's on top, so to speak.
Yeah.
So when your equality is like, oh, this person's in my space.
But it's saying that there's a lot of people out there that think that treating someone with decent respect is like too much. Like there are tons of people out there who think that like transsexuals, homosexuals, any of a GSRM, right, are all just a bunch of degenerates with mental disorders, right? Right, like Majority Taylor Greene.
Here in LA, like people under the umbrella run stuff. People under the LGBTQIA umbrella, like it's kind of like Scientology. They own everything.
Yeah, but Will, even you have to see that federally, like there's still a lot of improvement that needs to be done, right?
Oh, of course. No, of course. Yeah. The infrastructure has fallen apart. But what I'm saying is, like, I try to look at the bright side, even like with allies or just people in general, because in the end, like, no matter what marginalized group you're in, you need help.
Yeah, you need a good balance of cynicism with happy outlook.
But I also work in the field. Heard this. I also work in the field, and so because I work in the field, like I sometimes see these crappy, ruthless, smokestack in the air corporations. Sometimes they help homeless people, and regardless if it's token or not, like working for, like, say you're working at a crappy shelter. And then Disney comes and gives you $500,000. That's your budget for the next 3 years. And I've seen not just Disney, but certain companies come in and save certain organizations here in LA. But then again, we're right down the street from these corporations.
Yeah. The question you have to ask is how much is the bullet that's going to be shot at you worth?
On the other hand,
that's my thing. Like I help people on the streets, So it's one of those catch-22s. Like I said, Dennis Prager donates to homeless shelters. Like Ben Shapiro donates to homeless shelters. It's not a perfect world at all.
On the other side, I've also seen Disney do some really dick moves.
Yeah, or Nestle with slavery and
like there was a children's hospital. There was a children's hospital that had wall murals painted with Disney characters.
Yeah, I remember
and
this.
Disney found out about it that they hadn't asked for license, so Disney demanded they remove it.
No, Disney.
Warner Brothers stepped in and they repainted it all with their characters.
There's a reason. There is an actual reason for that, because those characters are trademarked, and if you don't protect your trademarks, you lose them. No, and it's serious. Like if
no, so I know I'm laughing because I know it's real.
There's a thing like Waukee High School where I went to had the W like Wisconsin on the side, and so they had a lease agreement with that block W on the side of their helmet for their football team for $1 a year. And that was what was protecting. So they were taking a step to protect their trademark by making a high school pay $1 a year to use that, logo. So what you're probably not hearing is that the hospital just, somebody, a miscommunication went awry and somebody didn't go, yeah, here's the actual like trademark agreement and it's $1 a year. Because that's how they usually do that.
In downtown LA, Disney basically bought out every abandoned building and they put in cameras to stop the bootleggers. Because you can go downtown and buy any Disney movie ever made for $5 on DVD, because people put them on bootleg. And they spent millions, and like every 2 or 3 years, they kind of clean the streets up, then the people come back. So Disney, it's one of those things.
Is it necessary now that not a lot of people are using DVDs? Or
And you tell me, can you seriously tell me that Disney is not making porno movies?
Well, under some subsidiary they own, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
and
probably under some channel company.
People want to argue with me about that, and I tell them there's no argument. Where's the argument?
Which one did they buy so that they could have rated R movies? Because Disney didn't want have. Well, no, I'm serious. Because Disney wanted to put out a couple rated R movies, so they bought a production studio with it. Was it Lionsgate or something like that? That they bought into.
Miramax, or it was one of them. Yeah, you're right. It was one of them.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Which one?
So where's the porn coming from? Disney?
Well, a lot of it's independent now.
They came pretty close. Among the things that Disney now owns is Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Well, are you telling me they don't have any interest in porn?
Well, Pornhub actually owns most of the studios. Pornhub is the one that actually owns most of the studios now.
So one thing that I learned, because I used to do porn, one thing that I learned from being in the porn industry is that if you're not on Pornhub, you're not doing it right.
Well, but Pornhub does not have anywhere near a monopoly. I mean, there are
not anymore.
An awful lot
not
of
anymore
competing porn sites.
It also depends on what fields you're into as well.
Yeah, but
here's the thing: is YouPorn, X-Hamster, Pornhub, all those are owned by the same entity.
X-Hamster.
Yeah,
they're
all owned by the same entity.
X-Video, RedTube.
Yeah, they're all
still owned by Pornhub.
Yeah.
So where's Disney? Where's Disney? Where does
Disney does not exist in this. Disney
Where
does not
Disney
exist in this.
fit?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
No, but it does.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
No, but it does.
And even if it,
sure, and it got exists too because you feel it.
Yeah, exactly.
Feel something.
That's exactly what I said like an hour ago. That's exactly what I said. Like you have faith. You have a lot of faith, Sam.
So here's
you have a ton of faith. I have no faith.
Well, come on. I mean, what are we going to say?
No, Jen wanted to say something. Let Jen talk.
No, I was just going to say like the whole porn industry is mostly like independently run, but there was a huge problem not that long ago on Pornhub that caused them to nuke their site when there were so many like revenge porn being uploaded. Or
I remember that.
Well, yeah, like they lost like 95% of their videos on their site.
Yeah, I think it was like something like 12 million.
And credit card companies will still not accept anything, so you can't get a membership with them because Visa and MasterCard will not allow you to purchase a membership to Pornhub.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good. That's good. That's actually a good thing.
But most of the porn these days comes from sites like ManyVids and OnlyFans, and that's where it's all coming from now.
I still use Chatterbait. Does anyone use Chatterbait anymore? I still upload to Chatterbait.
I never heard of that one.
That would be your live cam.
It's like Twitch. It's like Twitch for like naughty streaming.
Project Melody.
I'm such a prude. You made me feel like a prude right now. Made me feel old.
Yeah, Sloth Girl was saying that Disney bought Touchstone, and that's what they were doing our movies under.
Yeah, you see, so who's to say Disney is not doing porn?
Well, they probably are, but it's not from Pornhub because I know who owns Pornhub.
You do.
Well, okay.
You have great apologetics, Sam. You have great apologetics.
No, yeah, Sam, I'll give you. Disney probably owns some company that does porn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And people are so against it. They don't want to. They think Disney.
But we've already established
pure.
this 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Well, you're kind of beating a dead horse here.
Okay.
No, and dragging it.
But as far as like Pornhub and things like that, they have no involvement.
Yeah, but when you think of Disney, that's not what what you know.
Well, that's why they bought Touchstone, so that when you think of the R movies that come out of Touchstone, you don't think of Disney.
Right? Yeah.
So you just have to know who owns what, and that's actually pretty complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Disney actually owns quite a bit, and people don't realize the extent to which they own. But Disney, owns
ABC,
quite a bit.
ESPN. You know, you want to watch sports. It's
and
you're
telling me that they're not doing porn.
Okay.
Come on.
Here
Okay.
you go, people. Do you feel better that a rat is beating off to all of us right now?
Exactly.
I mean, I've had weirder things happen. I've had weirder things happen.
My favorite
Disney
YouTube video is of three fundamentalist religious people going, women that do porn can't get into heaven because men have masturbated over their image, and in the comments some guy wrote, "I beat off to these guys discussing this so that none of them can go to heaven either."
I've heard it said that if you're on the internet, somebody has already beat off to you, but
The weirdest one is like you're probably in the background of somebody's framed picture in their house. Like somewhere, you were in the background of a family photo.
Off to her.
Yeah, surprise.
Disney porn is
She block you?
You see what I'm saying? You see? That's what I'm saying. That's
what I'm surprised about is that Disney doesn't go after the porn parodies of like Cinderella and stuff.
Yeah, like Cinderella.
The Seven Dwarfs run a train on Cinderella, and
like cockle.
It's because it's probably protected under the parody laws.
Yeah,
right?
the fair use. Yeah.
Oh, imagine the court case though. Like all of Disney's lawyers trying to get Snow White gets railed by the Seven Dwarves taken off the internet.
But it's been done, man. It's been done. It's already done.
There's all kinds of fun parodies on the internet.
Already done.
Have you all seen
any porn search engine you'll laugh?
Have you all seen SpongeBob SquareNuts?
I don't think I want to.
If we're going down that route,
I was in college during the ultimate era of porn.
Okay,
and that was 2 girls, 1 cup.
I'm old. I remember the old box VHS, like log jamming. Debbie does everybody.
See, yeah, when I got to college, the popular thing was 2 girls, 1 cup.
Oh,
so
man.
that was like one of the very first porn videos to go viral around the internet before any sites were available to like host it. You had to like find an FTP server to find it.
I remember that.
Yeah, but
I was about to say that crashed one of my old crappy computers.
But that's old now. Is there anything? Is there something to replace it? Is there something that
nothing can replace 2 girls, 1 cup?
See you later, Judy.
Take care, everybody. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good night.
Sorry to ruin your night.
Morning.
Hey, man. How do you know, though? You don't know.
You
don't know. Look at that.
That's hot.
Yeah, the reason I'm banned from the Disney store.
Oh, jeez.
Hey.
Purple, I can see you walking around the Disney store doing that.
One last thing before I leave. I really thought that some of the hentais that came out with the original characters were actually from the companies themselves. So there you go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, some of those are pretty convincing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of the tentacle porn can really, yeah.
You're not a fan of tentacles?
No. Although I am a fan of the computer game Dave the Tentacle.
I'm gonna Google tentacle porn right now.
Okay, this
That's
is
not
true.
something.
I don't have any actual proof. There are just some similarities in the stores that make me suspect that Lowe's is owned by Walmart.
It is not. I can tell you that. Lowe's is publicly traded, and I can tell you probably their top 10 owners because that's public information.
Okay, I wouldn't know how to look up that kind of stuff.
Top 10 owners of Lowe's stock.
All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it a night. It's been fun.
Yeah, I'm probably going to jump out too.
Yeah, see, Ox, this was one of the things that I was noticing, that there were so many places that there was a strip mall with a Walmart on one end and a Lowe's on the opposite end. It seemed that they built an awful lot of them that way.
Over 40% is owned by institutional holders, and that includes Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street, Bank of America, Pershing, Wells Fargo, Geode, JP Morgan, Northern Trust. There you go. Not owned by.
Night, everyone.
Night.
Good night.
Senior America man.
Yeah, this is probably a good time to wrap this up here.
With a listing of who owns Lowe's.
Well, yeah, it would have been better off if we went out on Disney porn, but
Disney tentacle porn. I'm definitely going to be looking that up.
I'm sorry. If it grosses you out, I apologize. I really do.
I'm not that squeamish.
Oh no, not at all.
I'm fine with tentacle shit.
Me neither.
I don't see the stigma against it. I'm fine with it.
It's not my cup of tea.
That's fair.
I've been to strip clubs all the way down to Guadalajara, Mexico. I have a strong stomach.
All I can say is that if anybody is interested in porn involving any animated characters, just go to DeviantArt.
No, DeviantArt sucks for porn. Because DeviantArt's policies make it so that you technically cannot upload porn to DeviantArt. What you want to do is you want to go to Ink Bunny, which is where all the furries post their porn, or
damn,
Fur
I need to
Affinity.
start writing this down. I'm in the wrong
You
chair.
either want to go to Ink
chair.
Bunny, you either want to go to Ink Bunny or Fur Affinity. Or
you remind me of that TV show where the guy's like, "Ooh, he uploaded that to what site? That's disgusting." I mean,
also you can go to E621 for some furry porn. There's a lot of places for furry porn. So if you want like animated
2 hours,
porn,
12 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna come back. I'm back. I'm listening. I'm listening, Genesis.
Hi, Hunter. Yeah, we were just talking about wrapping it up here. So, does anybody have anything coming up they want to plug before we go?
I got a few things.
Go ahead.
Okay, Genesis, go ahead.
All right, so I got a video coming out soon talking all about the Capitol Hill riots and the trial that's going on. And it's also going to be talking about how Texas is in a deep freeze and how everyone's blaming the Green New Deal and Bill Gates. So, I got all that shit going on. I also have Nat One Heroes, a Dungeons and Dragons show. I talked about it a little bit earlier on. It would really help me out if you gave it a sub. Subs are free. So, yeah, check it out.
Okay. Who needs to go next?
Sorry. So on Tuesday, I'll be on Neil 604 Atheist, stream at 5 o'clock West Coast time. And every Thursday, we have the What the Fuck stream with Jen from Jen's Little Corner and myself. And that's 7 o'clock West Coast time, 10 o'clock East Coast time. Be there or be square.
Okay, Swede, you got anything going on?
I'll have a video probably by next week about why raising the minimum wage doesn't. There's a theory that Janet Yellen has that comes out that is the fair wage hypothesis of why, and that's the reasoning behind why the minimum wage doesn't cause inflation or unemployment, and why we should be raising it to about $20.
Yeah, I've seen quite a bit on that and some conflicting information on how much it would raise the price of products.
I could tell you right now that up to about $21 an hour, zero.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much most of what I saw that was saying that if they raised it to $15 an hour, it wouldn't affect anything by more than pennies.
Yeah. The latest study came out that if you raised the minimum wage 50% from today, which would put it at $10 or whatever, the price of a hamburger would go from 99 cents to 99.8 cents.
Yeah,
right.
There was something from the CEO of McDonald's who actually said that it would not change their menu prices at all.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a load of bullshit. So whatever you want to
but
say.
But there's a lot of academic resources behind it that and I'll be linking.
Oh yeah. You don't think they're going to raise the prices?
No, they won't.
Oh, okay.
There's already examples.
Wait, but
it didn't happen here.
You just they won't raise the prices.
There's already examples. There's already examples of fast food restaurants in operation today who pay their employees a starting wage of $15, and their price for their hamburger is still like $3
Yeah.
Hey, but thanks for showing up and find us at the
end. And you want to know
why?
Is because Janet Yellen put out this paper that says the more you pay people, the actual more productive you are, or the worker is. And so therefore the supply goes right up with demand, and therefore price is unchanged.
And there are some cities in the US, like I believe Portland already has a $15 an hour minimum wage.
And
it has not changed the prices there.
And then the other one is the study that came out in October that says the minimum wage, the increase that happened in the mid 60s, reduced racial inequality in wages by nearly 80% at the time. So that was
So what you're saying about McDonald's is fucking stupid.
What?
Okay, it's definitely a big topic.
Because what you're establishing with McDonald's and what you just said is fucking doesn't make any sense to me.
They're two different things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's definitely a big topic, and we're trying to sign off here, so not for tonight. So, Sam, you got anything you want to plug?
Well, yeah, we the TMI show, which is sponsored and run by a bit of Tea and Danish, usually runs on Thursday nights.
Yep, she was in here a bit earlier. I don't know if she's still here.
Yep, she's still here.
Well, I could give you the rundown on the times and places. I mean, it's 11 a.m. on my time.
Well, if you've got a link you want to drop in the side chat, that would be fine.
No, I don't have a link. I'm sorry. But yeah, I have the TMI show, and I do graphic arts, and I offer free static images to anyone who contacts me with details. Okay. So I do that. And I also have two websites that I chair, which also deal with graphic arts. So that's gimpchat.com and gimplearn.net.
Yep. And the links for those will be in the description with everybody else's links.
And you can go there and join, and you can actually learn how to edit your own.
Yep, I've seen some of your videos on GIMP, and it's giving me a starting point. I'm just trying to figure out GIMP.
Well, my channel is GeoSam on GIMP. It's about GIMP, and that's all I do. And it's just an offshoot of the websites. People ask questions, and I try and answer them. And I try and answer them in the, using my YouTube channel. But anyway, yeah, that's about it, really. Oh, yeah, One Ring 42. Does anyone know One Ring 42? I play D&D with him. I play that every Saturday. We play D&D together, and I play D&D with them. And anybody's welcome to join. You just got to go and get involved. That's all.
Yeah, and you can find him on Twitter.
Yeah, one Ring 42. So. Yeah, he's a great dude, man. And I've been playing D&D. I've been playing D&D since the inception of the game.
Yep.
So I know all about the game. There's nothing I don't know about the game, but
Amiga Nuts is being real good with the links there.
Oh,
so
Amigas.
He's got them in the side chat for T and Danish and Joe Sam and for One Ring.
Thanks, Amiga. Appreciate that.
Yep. Okay. Well, tomorrow night I'll be on with the Shills starting at 7 Central Time, and then we have Strike's movie night starting at 10. So both just kind of fun, lighthearted shows. Nothing too serious. Just reviewing some of the stupid videos on the internet.
Great.
And other than that, next week I'll be here Wednesday at noon and Thursday at midnight. So thanks everybody for coming.
Yeah, hey. Woohoo.
Wow, we may have hit peak audience right here at the end. It says 18 people watching.
It always happens with us too. Every time. I'm
amazed that there are this many people who bother to watch this. Okay, well, thanks everybody. We'll catch you all around. Bye-bye.